Hey, good evening, Cape Flip Stories. Hoop het gaat goed saam met julle. Cape Flip Stories International, die mense overseas. Ons 'n Muslim viewers, ek weet julle pwaza en ek hoop julle kyk agter julleself. En ook asseblief as julle vir hulle sien against be eat during tyd, die off-peak season, pimp hulle by die imam of waar ook al. We are with you guys 100%. So do your best and remember what it is about. And I always love it because this time of the year, I see some beautiful things, that I always like to view amongst our Muslim community. So all the best, and may this be a great and spiritual journey for the next couple of weeks. And so tonight, we are talking about small businesses. And the gentleman, as a young man, is very young, is going to talk to us about the business and where they started and also where they're from. It's so nice to always see that our people starting small businesses and it grows and it goes into the big companies. And this gives me hope. And when you listen to the story tonight, you need to also listen with an open mind because I want to see many of you guys doing good and putting our brands out there because there is something that you guys, some of you have, that must be packaged and be put out there and then it will grow. So without further ado, I've got a young man called Bruce, not Springsteen, but Bruce. And he is a SME business owner, and he's going to talk to us about his journey in the last couple of weeks. Bruce, welcome to Cape Flip Stories.
Good evening, Stanley. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
Really appreciate the time and the effort.
This is long overdue because we spoke last year about it.
We did, but us Cape Townian husbands, fathers, time is money.
Yes, time is money, exactly. But you guys have been busy the last couple of weeks. Tell us, before we start, tell us about yourself. Wie is Bruce?
Wie is Bruce? Well, Bruce, I've been, after finishing school and my studies, I work in the food and beverage industry for 33 years.
Yeah.
I'm married for 30 years, January 28th this year. I have two boys.
Okay.
Liam and Robin, the younger one, just finished his IT degree
Nice.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
And die ma sê altyd, because we discovered he passed with 7 distinctions.
Nice.
Yesterday wat die ma sê, hy's my kind. Because
Is it die fase kind?
no. The older one, Liam, after studying, he started doing his internship. He's currently working at an American company in town.
Nice.
And quite proud of both our boys. Even Liam just got promoted twice in the year 2024.
Well done.
My wife is she's in the financial industry, and collectively we decided to start the Sauce Queen.
Nice. I just want to go back quickly. You know the date of university after
Yes.
30 years, and that's good.
Again, Cape Townian father, Cape Townian husband, ons weet hoe ons 'n kledingvroumense is.
Yes,
Tell
yes.
what you must with you if you don't know your
yeah.
date.
Bruce,
Thanks.
tell us more about the Sauce Queen. So, where did this idea come from? Where did it start?
So the original base recipe of our flagship product, the smoky barbecue sauce, is Marcel's late mother's recipe.
Yeah.
Growing up on the Cape Flats in Mitchell's Plain, both of us grew up in Mitchell's Plain, so I met Marcel in Mitchell's Plain as well. And her mother was an avid home cook and could cook exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
She then, when we used to have a family braai,
Yeah.
would then open up a fridge because the capital and the cash flow and your budget is a bit low.
Yeah.
I need to have my traveling fare to be able to go to work again in the week.
Yeah.
Then she would open a fridge, then there's a bietjie mayonnaise, there's a bietjie van die en dan. En dan gooi sy almal maar toe dat taste mix,
Yeah.
until she came up with the original base. And we tasted it before we even braai.
Yeah.
Yes, most times I was the dedicated braai person with a beer in the hand. Used it as a basting, as a marinating sauce, and discovered that not only is it the traditional for a braai, you can use it in the air fryer, you can use it on a hot dog roll, boerewors roll, on pizzas, based it on lamb, on chicken, you can use it on ribs. We then discovered that this is a multi-use, multifaceted, ready-to-eat sauce.
Okay.
On the passing of Marcel's mother, we then decided, the company I worked for, liquidated. And literally the very weekend, my younger son actually mentioned, have you ever thought of bottling the sauce that we make? And in saying that, I thought, but I do have a network within the food industry.
Yeah.
And the very Monday, I then contacted all ex-colleagues, suppliers, and got bottles, caps. Spoke to the labeling person, which wasn't necessary at the time. But then also done the proper thing in doing the compliance. Because anything worldwide, not only in South Africa for human consumption, has to be tested. It has to comply with your food safety management systems and also your certifications, like your FSSC, your halal certification. We just discovered, which we're very proud of, the latest test we done for our product. We're also vegan and kosher friendly. And we will be able to also have it as a gluten friendly product because it's manufactured and bottled in a gluten free environment. So what that basically means, in an allergen-free, gluten-free, you dedicate your production line and space to running this product. So they do pre-cleaning, washing down, testing, swabs. The lab will test the swab. We're happy, start up production, you bottle the entire batch. You end up with 3,000 bottles. Post, you do the cleaning, but you also do a first off test and a last off test. So I can say confidently our compliance is of a world-class standard because our FSSC 22000 is an international accreditation. So yeah, Marcel reformulated the recipe, done the compliance, and decided to contact our blue chip companies because I actually came across online that the likes of ShopRite, Checkers, Pick and Pay, Macros, they offer a small business development program.
And just before we continue, so before we get to the small business program, so your son told you, Daddy or Mommy, why didn't you guys put this into a package, right? So you got the bottles and stuff.
Yes.
So you obviously made your own product at home.
Yeah.
How did it change then? How did it transition? To a point where you now went to a factory and made it for you.
Yeah. Look, initially we started selling to friends, family, food markets, even around Cape Town, flea markets. Also exchange numbers when people buy. And we discovered that it was really starting to gain traction within Cape Town, and especially in the places because it was purely word of mouth. We knew we had a very good product on hand. We knew there's a gap in the market and we knew it stands out against our competitors. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Customers started, who would buy at the flea market, would contact us, hey, I need 2 bottles. The customer's brother or cousin, whoever attended a braai or a family event, I need 2 bottles, and it just started growing. So it came to a point that we could not manufacture the demand and supply within our own kitchen because we were using a big 25-liter pot, filling by hand. So the orders grew at such a exponentially to a point that my being in the food industry, I made use of a co-packer. Essentially what a co-packer does is you order, they manufacture, and they deliver wherever you go. However, you do sign a non-disclosure agreement with the co-packer, so they will not divulge your recipe to any person. You can sue them if they do. Not only for loss of income, but also your IP, intellectual property of your recipe. And the reason why we use the co-packer is when I was managing both the Spur and the Jimmy's factory, the co-packer we use, Affordable, was Spur's co-packer. So I had a working relationship for years with Affordable. So it was an easy transition then going to them, doing the product development for industrial, upscaling it onto bottling machines because your tank is no longer a pot of 25 litre. Your tank is 3,000 litres, the smallest one, and a 15,000 litre, which is your big industrial one. And we've done the testings, flavor profile. So within the food industry, especially manufacturing your sauces, you would do a bricks test, which measures not only your pourability, so it has a slope scale
Okay.
that you will drop 8 droplets on it and you watch your pourability.
Okay.
And it also measures
Mm.
because it has a laser measuring, and then you say, hey, but the sauce is a bit too thick because
Yeah.
it's supposed to run
Okay.
what they call 6 millimeters at the time.
Okay.
It's almost like water trickling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that measures the viscosity because
Okay.
the viscosity of water when
Yeah.
you pour it
Yeah.
is extremely free flowing, but the
Okay.
sauce is not that.
Yeah.
It's free flowing but a bit slower.
Okay.
And to upscale into industrial, getting the certification sorted out, and also having what we call in the food industry product traceability,
Okay.
meaning that you have full forward and backward traceability. So if you bought a bottle at Pick and Pay Constantia,
Yes.
the batch numbers on there, the best before date, as well as a date code.
Yeah.
You have a complaint, for
Okay.
example, you contact us and you tell us it was manufactured on this date, best before date, this is the batch number and this is the time. We are able, at the flick of a switch, open up the entire traceability document
Okay.
and see, but Bruce was the operator at 10:15 on the 21st of June, 2024. We know that we ordered 1,000 bottles. We made a 1,000 liter batch.
Yeah.
We had 1,000 caps. We had 1,000 labels. You know what? 2 bottles broke. So
Yeah.
out of the 1,000, 998 was packed.
Okay.
So we can account already for the 2.
For the 2.
You are saying, but I've maybe it's too sweet and all. We are able to trace back to our supplier of the bottle, batch number, day number, and quantity that was ordered from them. You know what? Did you do? Can you send me your bottle washing documents, which is signed and approved by your quality assurance department? So those are the type of things that a co-packer can offer you.
Okay. And many people don't know it, but your challenges. What is your challenges? Because maybe you guys started out and
Yes.
you didn't know it wasn't easy. No
No.
business is easy. How did you get this product into your Pick and Pays in your other stores?
Yeah, I'm going to say it in one sentence and then explain. So it was through not only the stress and the finances, but it was definitely through astute planning, perseverance, and hard work.
Okay.
Why I'm saying that is because if you cold call and you give the ShopRites a call and you want to speak to the buyer, it's difficult to get through to them. You leave 4 messages a day and you're phoning continuously every single day for the next 6 weeks and you don't get a response. You must be tenacious and not give up. You can go online to get it into the likes of the blue chip retail companies, ShopRite Checkers, Pick and Pay, Macros, Food Lovers. All these blue chip companies actually offer a small business development program. You apply online, you go into a queuing system. When they give you the call, you do take your samples for a tasting, then you also do a pitch. They ordinarily use uneven numbers. It will be a panel of 7. And all of them will taste, but the 7th person has the casting vote. He or she won't vote at the time. Unless it's a hung vote where 3 say yes, 3 say no, and that person has the casting vote. Through the grace of God, we were actually unanimous, the entire 6, with the 7th one. And that's where the journey actually started. So now you get the training. They set up a vendor profile for you online. All orders run through the portal. You get an email notification into your email. A new order has been loaded. You open up your portal, you see, okay, 50 cases has been loaded. 10 is for Constantia, 10 is for Retreat, and whichever, and it will give you the purchase order number, which you print. You then generate your delivery note and you deliver to that store. The nice thing about these blue chip supermarket companies within South Africa is when you're on the SME program, your payment terms is 7 days. Meaning 7 days from submitting on the portal your statement and invoices. In that way, they help an SME actually grow in terms of cash flow. Because the more the order, yes, you're making your GP, your gross profit, but you have time now to build up a cash flow. So when they decide, like in our case, to roll it out nationally, you have the cash flow to be able to produce the demand and supply.
And I think when you guys go out nationally, it becomes the demand becomes bigger. And when the demands become bigger, more people are going to buy the product, in which speak it into your product. when your demand becomes bigger, it means that obviously you're going to need the financing background. And I think that is where our people struggle. Because we didn't grow up with a father that has 4 or 5 farms and businesses. We grew up with what we had. And how has that process been? How has been, going to the banks and those, if you want to talk about it, how has that journey been for you getting, because remember, it's easy to put one bottle together.
Yeah.
But to put a couple of thousand together, it's going to cost you.
Very good question, Stan, and you mentioned challenges earlier. And just on that point, we as a family and within our business, we don't want to say we have problems, we have issues, we just call it challenges.
Yes,
because we don't believe in, try our best not to verbalize negativity.
Exactly.
And actually, everything we do then to actually be experienced in every bottle that's opened. Finance is definitely a challenge. And going to the banks, as you ask, is not as easy as people perceive it to be.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is we have a business account. Yes, we initially had a business account with Nedbank. We applied to Nedbank for financing.
Yeah.
What you have to go through, you have to jump hoops and, for a lack of a better term, maybe even offer one of your vital organs. You actually meet all the criteria. Where you don't meet it, because we were small, is that your turnover is less than 50,000 a month, which I believe for an SME is a bit harsh for the banks and the FSPs when they offer finances to an SME or any business, because we're just starting out now.
Yes, correct.
I haven't even made sales yet. I need the monies to actually do my compliance certificates, do my new product development, design my bottle, design my label.
Yes.
And they're expecting me to actually, via our bank statements that we have an income.
Yeah.
So we're saying that. However, we also said we don't have the income yet, but we have secured the signed trade agreements with the likes of ShopRite, Checkers and Pick n Pay.
Yes.
So, and we have asked them just to give us a 3-month moratorium before they order.
Okay.
To allow us to build up some money or apply for funding.
Yeah.
Even though this has been, that criteria is met and it's legit contracts which can be confirmed with these companies that I mentioned, they still say, unfortunately, you don't have the income displayed in your bank statement. So that is a huge challenge. Yes, there are things like we entered the Bambalele small business competition, which was mainly sponsored by Hollywood Bets. We made it we done the pitch. Yes, we did not win anything. At least these companies are offering something. Whether it's 10,000 Rand or 30,000 Rand, I promise you for an SME, that is huge. Because like you mentioned, I just got a 1,000 bottles order. That 30,000 will allow me to manufacture, buy all my raw materials, my packaging, manufacture, deliver, and get paid. So that was the biggest challenge. We even applied to the likes of CIFA and CEDA. They have amalgamated now, and they're called CETFA. We applied when we started this business, September 2023. We only got our first meeting 2 weeks ago. So it's 2 years later. That said is, through the grace of God, we actually are at a point where we can roll out national.
Okay. And the national part took a while, but obviously you also had to get yourself sorted out. When it comes to, you have a beautiful product, but you obviously had to go through quite a few different type of designs and test it, because you know what, people are going to criticize you. And that's what I want to ask you before we continue. How do you deal with criticism? Because I listen to you now, and the things that you go through just to keep the business running, then you still have people criticizing you that it's not a nice product, or we don't like the product. And many people will do it because they haven't tested the product, they haven't tasted the product. And also, how do you respond to them? Because people use social media to badmouth the product, and that is very bad for small businesses like yourself. Like you said now already, you are trying to get funding, but it's difficult, and then yet you have some guy or person writing something on Facebook, not knowing what you guys are going through already to get the product out there, doing your best. And you can only satisfy 70-60% of the people. The other 30-40 you can't really.
Yeah, good question, Stan. So what we do is, because we are a family business, we do have values as a family.
Yes.
Was it altyd groot geraak, you know, almost like being reared in a community. If you playing outside, your parents are working, the auntie, the next door, the neighbor, and you actually swear to your brother because you're having an argument, she's got the right to actually say, sal vir jou klap.
True.
Maar nou hy lekker, en sy sê, maar ek het hier eens vir jou so hard geklap hier. Then my older brother would say he's crying because when mom and dad comes home, dan kry hy sy pak.
Exactly.
So we knew about not only constructive criticism, but it can also be what they call male or hate speech, which could be on social media or on your website. So the way we handle it is we normally respond to the person. And we say, thank you for your comments, thank you for your advice. And we will definitely look into it. If someone is going to say, you know what, this is a shitty product because it's too sweet for me. Thank you for your comment. We will have to look at it. But you must also remember, in any business, it doesn't matter whether you're in the sauce business, financial industry, or whether you're a car mechanic, you cannot comply and satisfy every single person. So if your broader target market, you mentioned 70%, for example, in Cape Town, the metropolitan area of Cape Town, in the heart of Cape Town, with a 60-kilometer radius, there's 4.4 million people living in Cape Town. Our building, our ethos and our business model is we want to target 1% of them. So 4.4 million, 1% of them is 14,400 bottles. Stan, I promise you, if we can sell 14,400 bottles a month, in our mind, we would say we got it made. Yes, we know we want to grow and sell actually 1 million bottles, but that would be the perfect start for us.
Yes, realistically.
And we make use of that because we do believe in responding to them. It's not lekker to get criticism. Whether it be from your wife, whether it be from a customer, whether it be from your son or your boss. It's not lekker. But it's the way you handle it. And we have to be mature about it also. Sometimes I would run to the toilet and say, shit man, what's this person smoking? Because I know it's a good product. Or my boss, my ex-boss may be criticizing me something, run to the toilet. Hey, what's he on? I actually just exceeded my target. So it's the way you handle it, and it's all about the maturity. And we are, as a family and as a couple, on the journey which transcends and runs into our business is the values. You will be disappointed here or there. Someone will tell you it don't taste lekker. But handle it in the proper way. Be mature about it and say, you know, let me actually come up with a plan. And it might sound cliche, but the bigger brands and conglomerates of the world are all on about continuous improvement. That's the type of thing they would strive to continuously improve. And the one thing we really love as a small business and a family, the Japanese, I actually forgot the name of Panasonic. Their slogan and motto was the quest for zero defect. I worked for huge companies where when you're running your manufacturing and you actually build in a waste factor of 2%. Japanese saying, you got an order for 1,000 bottles of sauce, we manufacture 1,000, we don't waste. So those are the type of things we aspire to.
Bruce, tell me quickly, you can see on your chart, obviously, where this product is very popular.
Yes.
So we just want to see quickly, where do you get the most orders from? Which areas? Maybe 2 or 3 areas.
I'm going to give you a shocker. And us being colored people, as we say, you dollar what you must, you must. Our 3 biggest stores, one of it is Checkers and the other 2 is Pick n Pay. Pick n Pay, the biggest selling store is Constantia. But if you look at the demographics, because automatically we think Constantia is a highly rich and affluent area. But the people that are shopping there are all live in close proximity from within. So it's not only Constantia, it's the likes of the Plumstead people, the likes of us colored people that are living in that area. Plumstead, Wynberg, for example, Southfield, they're coming in there to shop there. And I personally, with my younger son, we actually done tastings at Constantia. You stand in the shop and right in front of your sauce in the sauce aisle,
Yeah.
and you ask customers, would you like to taste this new
Yeah.
product?
Yeah.
And you discover
Mm-mm.
the demographic is exactly as we are called a rainbow nation.
Nice.
And our sales,
Yeah.
then we hardcore discovered that our sauces market
Mm-mm.
is not targeted or restricted just to
Yeah.
one race group or one age group.
It's for everyone.
It's for everyone, and we actually advertise it that way.
Mm-mm.
The next one, we piloted ShopRite Mitchell's Plain,
Mm-mm.
the one opposite the police station.
Yeah.
They bought in 72 bottles, and within a span, and it could be because of advertising
Yeah.
on our social media and also word of mouth. Growing up on the Cape Flats in Mitchell's Plain,
Yeah.
your cousin or your
Yeah.
friend would have
Yes.
bought, hey, you must try this and all,
Yeah.
which is still a good thing because the sale has actually been scanned at the
Yeah.
till and going out. So within I'm going to say 4 weeks, it was sold out.
Wow.
We didn't do a replenishment order yet
Mm-mm.
because it was actually by mistake, accident / a finger fault from one of the buyers at ShopRite Checkers. We were actually supposed to pilot into OK Foods,
Okay.
but then it was a finger fault that went in. The good thing is we got the stats and the rate of sale
Yeah.
of that ShopRite. So that's the second
Within
biggest
4
store
weeks, you were sold out.
within 4 weeks, which was amazing. And then our other biggest store is OK Foods Paul.
Mm-mm. Okay.
Their initial order was 48 bottles. Within the first 5 weeks, sold out, and automatic boost. That's the fortunate thing of being a vendor on the portal.
Yeah.
It's driven by your rate of sales.
Yes.
So if your stock on hand is 48 and you have maybe another 48 in the storeroom, as the weekend approaches, because you will notice your sales dip and then it picks up at certain times.
Yes.
And it makes sense because you get certain payday for people as of the 20th, and then you move to the 25th, then the month end, and other people that are paid the first week, like 5th, 6th of the month.
Yeah.
So the biggest sales bottles scanned and sold would be from week 3,
Yeah.
week 4, sometimes it's week 5 because certain months have 5 weeks in a year, and then the first week. So when we do our in-store tastings to promote our product, we always do it, we target it on those.
Okay.
And then we know who our biggest selling stores are, we will go to the ones that are maybe just selling 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because automatically, you have the opportunity to interact with the customer,
Correct.
tell them about the advantages and everything that you can enjoy with it.
Yeah.
When they taste it, they buy it, and that will create repeat sales.
Yeah. We'll just give me one of the bottles quickly. So you say if 14,400 people, right,
Correct.
buy a bottle every month. So we must probably get about 20,000+ people watching this video.
Yeah.
So if from the 20,000 people buy
Yes.
a bottle, 14,000 buy a bottle.
Yes.
That means you've reached your target.
That's our initial short-term target for the first 18 months.
Yes.
We do have, because our business plan and module is that we do want to grow. Because with rolling out national with Pick n Pay, and it's intermittent.
Yeah.
We're doing Gauteng in May, we're doing KZN in
Yeah.
July, and August we're doing Mpumalanga, and then the smaller provinces thereafter. The other nice thing is the exact same business model, our after-sale service, our merchandising, our deliveries, our strike rate, as well as which we believe and discovered from shelf packers.
Yeah.
Your facing. So facing would be whether you have 1 on the shelf, 2 on the shelf, or you have the entire shelf. And the height and the location where you are placed plays a role. A shelf packer was on his knees when I was merchandising, and the store was Checkers Brackenfell, the most blue chip supermarket, arguably in South Africa, if not Africa. Also went on my knees, and the shelf space that was allocated was right at the bottom. The guy actually turned around to me, new product, sir. I said, don't call me sir, ons is uitwikkeling. Geef my advice, man, help me. And shockingly, he told me something that the buyers and your big executives of the businesses that offer you the opportunity of being on their small business program never tell you. He actually told me, look at your label. Who's next to you? I don't know if I'm allowed to mention competitors.
If you want to.
He actually mentioned Jimmy's,
Okay.
same facings.
Yeah.
But Jimmy's, one flavor is here, the best selling one is right in the middle.
Okay.
So your height that you need to target is between shoulder height
Mhm.
and knee height.
Okay.
Because you might have a short person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on top, that person wanted to buy the bottle, but
Yeah. But
there's
they
no
don't
one
reach.
else around.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes.
you lose the sale.
Yes. Yes.
It could be, with all due respect, and a pensioner
Mm-mm.
cannot maybe bend right to the
Yeah,
bottom. So
yeah.
that's where you need to target.
Yes.
He also told me, look at your label
Mm.
on your display face. You see that your price is there, you see your barcode, but
Yeah.
you've seen also 2 digits.
Yeah.
So the first digit gives a W.
Mm-mm.
It actually shows the W means you sold 4 bottles a week. The
Okay.
digit displays that.
Okay.
And he said, look at Jimmy's,
Yeah.
4. So me as a shelf backer
Mm.
actually shows me you've
Wow.
definitely done tastings.
Yes. Yes.
Because your normal sales might be for a week, but
Yeah.
when you do the in-store tastings and
Yeah.
promotions,
Yeah.
then suddenly you sell 30 bottles on that day.
Okay.
The system and the ERP management system, which generates the orders
Mm-mm.
onto the portal,
Yeah.
gets prompted
Okay.
like that. Because within 24 hours,
Yeah.
once everything is shut down in the shop,
Mm-mm.
it then does its regeneration
Yeah.
and it will generate a new order because it's showing the rate of sales. I had
Mm.
20 bottles
Yeah.
in store, I actually sold 18.
Mm.
Even though
Mm-mm.
prior to that I sold 4 a week,
Yeah.
you get your order, a
Okay.
replenishing order.
Okay.
So that's the big thing that we discovered.
Mm.
I've always been in operations, never in sales.
Mm.
In-store tastings and promotions is arguably such a big sales driver
Yeah.
because as an SME, we don't have the cash flow to be able to run a competition
Yeah.
for people to buy 2 bottles and qualify for a car, for
Mm.
example, like the big brands.
Yes. Yes.
So there are ways and means that you can actually increase your sales.
Yes. Yes.
We're fortunate because it's myself, my wife, my 2 boys and their 2 girlfriends, and we split the 8 of us, and we target the stores that are selling less than the others.
Okay. And you guys are putting the time in. I mean, your wife is obviously working.
She works, still a full-time
Your
job. Yeah.
children as well, studying, working.
Yeah.
And so you're taking your own family to promote your brand. And I think that's the thing that people don't understand is what you guys are putting in.
Yeah.
If the funding was there, if the money was there, it wouldn't have been necessary for you to do that.
Absolutely.
And I think we also need to understand, like, there's a post. If you support a small business, you support their dreams.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I love that.
at the end of the day, you're not asking for a handout.
Yeah.
You've created a product that is world class. You are
Yes.
competing with the big guys.
Yes.
And because you're competing with the big guys, and like you said now, other areas are also buying it.
Yeah.
And for that reason, people need to understand once they support you, you can employ more people. Because
Yeah.
under the challenging times like now, going up with 2% VAT,
Yeah.
that can cripple a business. So a small business, you are really
Absolutely.
putting in your own effort, your own time with your family. Now government wants to put up 2% VAT.
Yeah.
How would that impact your little business now?
Usually on the financial side,
Yeah.
but then as well as on the practical side,
Yeah.
because now we have to approach the likes of ShopRite, Checkers, Pick and Pay, You Cook,
Yeah.
which is a new customer
Yeah.
we have. They in the food and beverage e-commerce space where
Yeah.
you buy from them and we sell them, and then OK Foods also. Automatically you must say to them, because we are small, we cannot absorb that additional cost because everything we buy
Mm.
is going to be 2% more. And when you quantify that over a week only,
Yeah.
it could be 4, 5, 6,000 rand.
Mm.
Over a month,
Yeah.
you're looking at 20-odd thousand.
Yeah.
So it can cripple you.
Yeah.
And for us to approach them, the buyers, and say we're going to have to pass a price increase, else we're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
We're already on a lower GP.
Yeah.
However, when we hit the volumes, we can start making money.
Mm.
So yes, that is so difficult. And you think you're a small business, you're also paying that additional in your personal capacity.
Yes.
So it's personal and practical, not only theoretical and in the business.
Yes.
Because if I stop at the shop, I must put petrol in the car.
Yes. Exactly.
I need to buy bread.
Mm.
That's 2% on 20 rand, it's
Yeah.
an extra 2 rand that I
Yeah,
have to pay
yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
And it's not only myself, it's my wife then also.
Mm.
So collectively,
Yeah.
2% amongst myself, my wife, my 2 boys, and let's say the 2 girlfriends. Let's say we bought something today.
Mm.
Maybe your spend would have been 100 rand, but now you're spending 120 rand
Yeah.
but it's times 6 people.
Yeah.
So that I feel is not. We're going to need another 4 days at another time and place to
Yeah.
discuss that.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me quickly. So the brand is on the TV, it's on the show now, and I want to buy, what do I pay for this brand? What is the pricing range when I go into the
Pricing
place?
range on average, Checkers will have it at $46.99,
Okay.
and Pick and Pay has it at $44.99.
Okay.
But I'll explain the price difference
Yeah,
of R2.
Yeah.
Because Pick and Pay, we're in 44 stores.
Yeah.
So obviously more volume,
Yes.
you can
Yes.
offer a lesser price.
Yeah.
We started out at 5 stores in Checkers. We're currently in 12. And as of the 1st of March, we're going to be rolled out to additional 29.
Nice.
Meaning we can then tell Checkers we can offer it, then we have a generic price.
Okay.
However, because we're rolling out national with Pick and Pay,
Yeah.
we could actually say, hey, you know what, you're ordering 15,000
Yeah.
bottles now, we can slash it down by a rand.
Yeah.
Or when we do the combo deal with Pick and Pay in April,
Yeah.
we can say, okay, we know we're going to sell X amount, so we can slash the price by a rand and still make a bit of money.
Okay.
And I think what people also need to realize is that that when you have a business, automatically, I know personally, family and friends has this weird, naive notion that you're rolling in money.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned it earlier, they don't realize the stress, the financial strain, the physical strain, the time you have to offer, like I mentioned, me as a family, my wife having her normal day job, Mondays to Fridays, and then on Friday evening still having to go and do tastings. But you can also see what we call the bigger picture.
Okay.
You know what, I can see that this has a huge potential to have an impact because we do believe, we know our product is very good, and the price point in terms of our competitors is also good because we know our competitors are traditionally marinating or basting sauce. Ours is a ready-to-eat cook sauce. So you can marinate, baste, you can fry, use it in the air fryer, use it on chicken, use it on ribs, steak, use it on your boerewors roll, on hot chips, hamburgers, hot dog. It's a multi-purpose, multi-use, ready-to-eat sauce. You can even use it as a dipping sauce when you have little chicken wings or small little pies. It's Ramadan soon. When it's, I don't know if I'm saying the right word, Maghrib, or when you have to break your fast. You can use this. Use it as a dip for a lekker pie, a samosa. Put it on bread.
And there's a halal sticker on there.
It is halal. Anyone can go on our website. You will get the actual certificate with the registration number. We decided, because I worked in the food industry, rather to use the SANAS accreditation as opposed to the MJC. MJC is for the Western Cape. I don't know how far their reach is. SANAS is national. And it's also internationally recognized. And with us rolling out nationally into Pick and Pay, and hopefully in future with Checkers, the SANAS accreditation for our largest makes sense.
Bruce, we almost come to the end of our show. I want you to take a bottle, keep it in your hand, and I want you to look into that camera there. And I say vir hulle moet die sauce koop en waar moet hulle dit koop? Just a word of encouragement also.
Menster van Cape Town, this is the Sauce Queen Smoky Barbecue Sauce. We're the first youth colored owned sauce manufacturer in South Africa that's available in selected Checkers and Pick and Pay stores, OK Food stores, and also online with a food and beverage company called You Cook. I promise you we will not be sorry because we are confident and we know we are taking on the Davids. We are the Davids, we're taking on the Goliaths of the sauce industry in South Africa.
And for caterers as well? Do you cater for caterers as well?
We also supply the bulk 5 liters. We supply certain wholesalers as well as hospitality buyers for the hospitality trade, which meaning it's for the restaurants, hotels, and even food trucks, and which we do have a potential customer for that.
Thank you so much. It was nice having you in the studio, and I want people to buy the product. I want you to share this. I want people to come out, and that 14,400 people that you said was buy a product. That is the first phase. Let's have a conversation again in future where you say, we have the 14,400, let's have 28,000. Because at the end of the day, like I say, you are creating opportunities, and under this difficult climate, we need to create opportunity. And it's a source. And I want to say this, I want to say it openly. This product comes out, it was born in Mitchell's Plain. in our community.
Yes.
And I am very much sure that it will also benefit in future the people of Mitchells Plain in other areas once the product is growing. But for now, we need to support the product. We need to buy it. If you go to the shop, look for your own people's product. Look for this product here, right? And you go and buy it. And then you use it. And then you let us know as well. Just the last question. What would you recommend us on ribs? Steak on what?
On anything. Ben, I would say what you fancy, what you like. If you are a person that loves braai, you can use it on braai.
Okay.
So you can braai your chicken, your steak, your ribs. You can braai your fish. I've smoked salmon with it.
Okay.
If you're someone that likes fast foods, burgers, boerewors rolls, hot chips, you can put it on there as well. And as mentioned earlier, you can use it as a dipping sauce for pies, samosas, chicken strips, little mini cocktail sausages and all. So it's a multi-purpose, multi-use sauce.
Okay.
I can mention to you that of our Facebook followers specifically, I can't actually mention the names, but there's 3 of them that at least once a week post, we're still buying the sauce, we're still loving the sauce, and my kids are eating it with alles wat mal is.
Lekker. And the last question, I had a question for you. What did I want to ask you? Jy weet my kop is nog muf nou. Is this now all the flavors for now, or is there more?
This is the flagship product. We're busy because of finances and cash flow.
Yes.
We are busy with new product development to add 3 additional flavors to our bread portfolio, and we also have in mind some other products. The nice thing with being on the SME program, to ShopRite Checkers, Pick n Pay, OK Foods, is that as a vendor, you can actually load stuff or products to sell listed with them and sell it in their stores up to 99 products. Okay. So as our brand grows, we can just add, and they've shown interest in the other flavors. They've shown interest in buying already.
Last question. Where is the next testing? Where can we see you and your family next? Because we want to come and test. Is there anything planned for the next couple of weeks?
Yes, we're actually doing, this Friday, we're doing in-store tastings at Checkers Hyper Brackenfell, as well as Pick n Pay Hyper Brackenfell. Then the Saturday, we're doing Pick n Pay and Checkers Table by Mall.
Okay.
I can check our social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. We normally post where we are, where we're going to be.
Thank you so much. Follow them on Twitter and on Facebook, and then you guys can see where they're going to be and support them.
Please, guys,
it's very important. It's very important to support our own brands and our own people. Bruce, thank you so much. It was nice having you on the show, and all the best. And you will come back and you will tell us 14,000.
Thank you. We can have a follow up.
Yeah.
And if in closing, I just want to say to any budding or any entrepreneur or person that wants to start a business, we do a lot of research, and we also pray. So my advice would be, no matter how oversaturated the market might be, if God has placed you there, you will win.
Yes.
Pray big, dream big, believe big, you will receive big.
Thank you so much, Bruce. And it was Bruce from the Source Queen. Please support this product, him and his wife, Marcel, and the kids. And when you see them, greet them. Guys, cheers, and we'll see you guys next week. Okay?
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bruce, thank you so much. No.